Tyler, let's start with you. Who is the player you're going to be watching in the Cardinal and White on Saturday?
Well, everyone right now seems to be focusing about the offense and the fact that they have to replace Keith Winning. It's the name of the game. 4 years go by, a new quarterback, new guys have to fill the role. But with that, build off your strengths. The strengths is the running game right now. You have an experienced offensive line. You have talented backs, all four of them coming back. Juwan Edwards, Horatio Banks. And that's why Horatio Banks is going to be my X factor for this week. And this guy had a rough second half of the season last year when you think about it from a personal standpoint, and the fact that he had to deal with the death of his best friend in high school, Demarius Reed, up at Eastern Michigan, a wide receiver that was tragically killed. Also, right before the Northern Illinois game, he tears his ACL. He's now back from knee injury, and he can be a nice complementary back to Juwan Edwards. And last season, when he was in full stride, he led the teams in yards per carry at just north of 6.
Well, I'm going to the other side of the ball. I'm looking at defensive end Nick Miles. The defensive line, they lose 3 pieces in Newsome, Ollie, and Cox. So Nick Miles being that returning starter, he's that guy that has to carry the load, at least in the early going. His success imperative to the defense throughout the season, but in particular to this game. Colgate runs a lot of read option, a lot of quarterback runs, so he has to remain disciplined. When quarterback Jake Melville squares to look to hand off to the quarterback in the read option, he has to remain disciplined, keep his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. He can't be chasing the running back. He has to keep contained, play disciplined football so Jake Melville can't sneak out the back door and make plays with his legs.
And to kind of piggyback off of what Connor said, I think everyone's going to be watching Ozzie Man and the offense. It's just generally with college football, everyone loves to watch the offenses put up the points, which is why my X factor is going to be on the defensive side and go with linebacker Ben Engle, a junior for the Cardinals. Engle is the centerpiece of that defense, had a great sophomore year a year ago. But more importantly, they're going to have to rely on that defense, I think, more than in the past usually. That offense, just because of a new quarterback, going to have new pieces on the offense. They will have help skill-wise at the wide receiver position, running back position, and the offensive line will be a strong part for Ozzie Man. But can the defense step up and provide those big-time plays? Ben Engle did that last year, as well as some guys like Jeffrey Garrett, but they're gone. So now Ben's got to be that leader for them as a junior role. And it'll be interesting to see how Ben and the defense can do this year. And that's going to be a huge factor. Can the defense be a factor? And against Colgate, a team that everyone's expecting you to beat this weekend, sometimes, guys, those are the games you worry about the most as a head coach.
Absolutely. You look at Illinois State last year, an FCS opponent to lead things off, and Ball State was losing at halftime. They're teams that you can't overlook, but it's also good to kind of shake off a little bit of the rust.
Well, I'll tie the knot between both your points. Your X factor, the Illinois State game last year. How about Ben Engle getting off to the right start last year? That interception, I'll always remember him sprinting down that far sideline and losing his helmet, and that really got the defense off on the right foot for the 2013 season. I expect him to do something similar this week against Colgate.